Have you ever felt like a plastic bag blowing in the wind? Maybe you're a firework. Our fellow Americans, thanks, Obama. Welcome back to another left filled, whole glass, whole ass, slightly trashed episode of Drops in the Ponds. Let's grab a lighter, settle the firework, hypothetically, of course, of stupid rants, and quite possibly the last weekend you have an uncle with all 10 fingers or toes. Beers, baseball, babes, bros. It's the kind of America I want to live in. I mean, that's America in a nutshell, to me. And Jay, in a way. We're operating on a short week due to a national holiday. You may have heard of America's birthday. However, have you heard of America's mustache? That's Paul Skeens. He's on a remarkable start to hopefully a very long career. He may be America's mustache, but currently he is Livy Gunn's favorite seat. I mean, one of the most common American traits that we all, in majority, agree with is our least favorite job is a judge. However, all rise, there's one judge who matters. A.A. Ron, or arson judge. He's currently above them. Hard to believe there's a guy out there putting up these type of numbers before mid-July, before the first week of July is over. However, there is a much more American name. It's one of the most basic names you can have. Tim Anderson. That is an absolute generic created player name. They just give you that from the beginning. But unfortunately, comparing yourself to Jackie Robinson at least once, puts you in the dumps. Yep. Talk about a real knockdown. He has officially become DFA'd by the Marlins, which is a hard to do thing. So, let's just admit, Tim Anderson, I don't want to get drunk with you. I feel bad for you. You're a downer. You're such a downer that the Marlins are 17-44 when you play. But they're 14-9 when you don't play. How does that work out? Coincidence? I say no. Progress for the founding fathers of this current Phil's team. I mean, we're looking at some potential couple weeks of players getting better. Getting better quick, which is something we love. But I really wish I could say the same for the state of this country. So yeah. Oh my God. Fuck the nuts. Let's set off some explosives safely. And sell some of the brewers for $1. And get this 4th of July week episode going. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, and most importantly, stay drunk. Jay, what do you hear? What do you say? Before that, guys, we recently started our TikTok. Please follow us on TikTok. Drops in the Ponds. Very easy to remember. You love us here, love us there. But also, let's get it going.
Buddy, I gotta tell you, we're about 4 minutes into the episode. You were going. I didn't think I was going to get a chance to talk, but hey, man, I was going to let you keep going because you were on fire there. But
dude,
you are absolutely
I had like another
correct.
9 minutes. I had another 9 minutes, but that's not important currently.
I mean,
what is important is how the hell are you, buddy? And how's your night going?
I'm doing pretty damn well, I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't say I'm pretty damn well. I'm about 50-50, but I am having a hell of a night. Just got back from the Wilmington Blue Rocks game. That was quite that was quite the experience. That was my second ever minor league game, and they played our boys from Jersey Shore. Got to see Aiden Miller, Justin Crawford, a couple of the other young studs, and my man, let me tell you something. The future's looking bright for these boys, and I was a little questionable on Crawford because, you know, he's stepping into his father's shoes a little bit. That kid is going to be A-okay. And watching Crawford out in center field kind of just makes me want a stopgap at center field. Like, I am perfectly fine not going after Luis Robert at this point and just having someone there until Crawford's ready, because Crawford is that guy that you can stick in the number one hole. The guy's going to get on base. He's going to steal. Like, the guy went from first to home on a double today, and the whole time he's running, I'm just going, my God, dude, he is so incredibly fast. He beat out a little dribbler back to the pitcher, and the pitcher threw to first, and of course, Ty goes to the runner, but dude, he was burning up that line. I was like, holy shit. What'd he do? Immediately stole second. What'd he do after that? Stole third. I was just like, holy fuck, dude. This kid's incredible.
He's got a little, minus the Predator hair, Ellie De La Cruz on him.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely reminds me of, like, just a shorter, I want to say shorter, they're probably not too far away from each other in height.
Dude, Crawford's not small.
No, I don't know where I was going with that. Crawford's probably 6'2", 6'3", maybe, but dude, being that tall, having that kind of speed, having raw power like that, the future's looking bright. And Jersey Shore was able to pick up the win today, 8-4. I mean, Wilmington was just, to put it lightly, terrible in the field. I think they had 4 errors. I think five runs came off them. Just was not good for the Blue Rocks at all. But still a lot of season to be played, and there's still time to turn it around. But overall, had a great night. Didn't stick around for the fireworks because I'm more of the, if you've seen fireworks once, you already know what you're getting with the rest of them.
Listen, man, Chinese invented them many, many centuries ago. I'm just saying, not a lot's involved. Not a lot's involved. I mean, you see one fireworks, you kind of see them all.
Yeah, like I was driving home and I took 95, and as I'm driving home, you can see the fireworks still. I was like, that's pretty cool, but it's nothing I've never. It's nothing that I haven't already experienced.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, you probably felt like Vin Diesel leaving set and just watching in your rearview mirror, and you're like, family.
Yeah.
I get it.
But no, overall it was a great night tonight. I got myself a shirt. I had to support the team 10 minutes away from my house. That's always fun.
Number one, wind looks good on you. Always ask.
Thank you.
Number two, you always deserve a new shirt. I respect that.
Let me tell you something. I'm actually running out of just regular baseball shirts. Like I have jerseys. I have hats galore. Like I have a Blue Rocks hat upstairs. I was going to throw it on, but I was like, you know what? Let's not overdo it. It was a fun time, but we'll save the hat I'll save that for another episode, maybe next week. But
that's fair. That's fair.
On the back of that, there's one thing I do want to do real quick. Shout out to my best friend, Corey, and his beautiful wife, Jess, on the birth of their baby boy, my nephew, Reese Hall. He is absolutely adorable. I cannot wait to see him. Round of applause for them.
Congrats, guys. Congrats.
I am so happy for them. Like I said, I cannot wait to meet them. I got some books to drop off for them, but just want to give a quick shout out to them all. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys soon.
This is their first?
This is their first.
Oof. Trust me. Been there. I have one. Let's just say I'm happy with that.
Yes.
It's tough. But you know what else is tough?
I can think of something right off the top of my head. with stuff, but I don't think we're on the same page yet.
Is it changing the rules to the home run derby?
No. I think I think mine's a little more tougher if you're going rules of the home run derby.
Ooh, quite possibly. So how do you feel about the rule changes? Have you seen them? You've seen them, correct?
I'll be honest with you, I have not. How bad are they?
So it's not that it's bad. It's very different at this point. I mean, we've seen quite a few different rule changes throughout our lifetime. This one's different. So within the first round, 8 hitters. The top 4 will advance. The tie is broken by the longest home run in the first round. Okay.
Like
not the worst, but also a little weird. So here's the first round. A 3-minute round. 40 pitches. 1 timeout. 3 bonus outs. Every swing is a homer or an out. I don't fully get that yet.
Yeah, I don't understand that one.
That's how the home run derby works. It's either a home run or an out.
Yeah.
A 425-foot homer in the bonus period earns a 4th bonus out. But it doesn't state how you acquire these bonus outs. That's just for the first round of the semifinals. So the semifinals would be a bracket style. 3 versus 2 and 4 versus 1. But it's based on your first round home run totals, which makes sense. I mean, that's how bracketology works. And then, obviously, I'm guessing that the round stays exactly the same, 40 pitches and 1 timeout. And then the finals. There's a 2-minute round, 27 pitches, 1 timeout. Same bonus rules apply. I thought last year was a very good home run derby. Why are you changing the rules? I mean, the past couple of years have been pretty solid.
I'm sorry, dude. Like, when the hell did the home run derby become so goddamn complicated? There was never anything wrong with just 10 outs, swing for the fences. When you're done, you're done. There was nothing at all wrong with that. The thing I hate is that they're trying to speed up the home run derby. Like,
This is not that you sped up.
No, but the problem is the past couple years, like, while we're sitting here tracking 1 home run, the next pitch is already being thrown. When we're trying to track that one, the next pitch is being thrown. What are we doing? Why are we making this so much more difficult than it needs to be? There was nothing wrong with the 10 outs. Think about this. If we didn't have the 10 outs for the home run derby, we would have never had the Josh Hamilton performance of 2008.
Or the Bobby Abreu.
Or the Bobby Abreu performance. We wouldn't have had either of those. That 10 out rule led to 2 great home run derby moments that still get rewatched years later on YouTube.
Yeah. And then you got Howard in Pittsburgh. Like,
I hate
what was the
fact,
reasoning?
Like, there is nothing wrong. It's a home run derby. It's supposed to be long lasting. It's supposed to be fun. What the hell is the fun of making up all these stupid ass rules? Oh, congratulations, you get a bonus out. It's like, for what? It's like,
why are you changing format? Like,
it's like, what are we doing here? Like, my God, man, I love baseball, and I understand that baseball is going to keep developing as time goes on because you need to attract a better audience. Okay, fine, sure. I get that. But stop making up stupid ass goddamn rules for something that was not broken to begin with.
See, I mean, you just said a plethora of words that MLB doesn't care about. But also, you said a couple words that are just right next to each other. that is going to really irritate me for a while. The home run derby's never been broken. And it's not because they're trying to target a new demographic or a new era. It's because they think progress for the sake of progress is all this sport needs. What exact progress are you doing when the home run derby is quite possibly your most watched event every single year? What formula is in the head of Manfred and that stupid, not useful, smart brain trust they have going on to MLB? What the fuck is the sense in changing things that aren't broken for no reason? Like, listen, going from the 10-ounce criteria and formula they had, we progressed into a timed segment, which was fantastic. None of us complained about it. The only thing that was possibly potentially complainable was that it wasn't the 10-ounce. Then we watched the Home Run Derby Grades 2, Bonds, Griffey, and the likes of those, Tomey, and shit like that. Like, it wasn't broken, but that was good progress in going to timed event compared to just outs. No one complains. No one hated it, except for the people who were like, I don't like change. It wasn't an issue. But I wonder what they thought the issue was that they had to change it this year. I mean, the past couple of years have been great.
I really don't know what they could have seen where they were like, you know what this really needs? Bonus outs. And someone was just like, what in God's name are you talking about bonus outs? And Rob Manfred was like, I'm sorry, do you not like your job? And then someone in the back was like, we should give them a bonus out when they hit a home run. And Rob was like, you're promoted. Like,
you are now head of our social media team. And MLB social media goes, well, y'all, we're in Texas for the All-Star game. Yippee. And then everyone's like, genius.
Dude, their promotion for the All-Stars is so bad, man. It's so bad.
Listen, if you're trying to cash in on anything, cash in on the stereotype of Texas. I don't agree with it. That's sarcasm. It's absolute horseshit. I don't think they realize. I don't think the MLB realizes that the people who talk like that and are relatively down in Texas are not in the cities. Sure, they have an accent, but they're not the ones living, in the Dust Bowl or legit have tumbleweeds in their front yard. I mean, our tumbleweeds are different. Here, our tumbleweeds are Wawa bags in the wind. Their tumbleweeds are legit tumbleweed. We've seen for decades and decades in cartoons and TV. The people in Arlington aren't seeing it. They're not saying, hey, y'all, come on down. Why don't y'all have a couple of Lone Stars and toss a few back while we sit there and we blame Nolan Ryan for not ever bringing us a championship. And on top of that, I mean, let's just say it. Hell of a boxer. Hell of a boxer. I haven't seen someone with such a good hook since Nolan Ryan. Well, can we just agree that Nolan Ryan's only great because of longevity? We agree on that?
I think that's fair.
I mean, listen. Amazing arm. amazing talent. Did he deserve, or does he deserve, to be classified as one of the greatest pitchers of all time? I mean, in fairness, I think he was more of a thrower than a pitcher.
I think when you really look into it, yeah, he's definitely one of the greatest of all time. I mean, longevity aside, the guy still had over 5,000 strikeouts, still threw over 5,000 innings.
They'll be playing almost decades.
He played in 807 games. He started in 773 of them, and he's got a WAR of 81.3. And the guy's won over 300 games. I mean, we could sit here and go through his whole career and be like, well, was it that good? I mean,
it was good. It was pretty good.
Like, the guy was a 2-time ERA title, 8-time All-Star, won the series in 1969, and he's a Hall of Famer. Like, over 5,000 strikeouts, you're pretty much in very small company. So I think.
Hey, how many Cy Youngs?
Surprisingly, none.
Yep.
But
7 hitters.
It's gonna sound funny to say, but like, Cy Youngs in this case doesn't mean shit because we sit here and consider Walter Johnson one of the greatest pitchers of all time, which I think is very fair. I'm a big fan of the Big Train. 5-time ERA title, 3-time Triple Crown, 2-time MVP, and won the World Series in 1924. So no Cy Youngs, because obviously Cy Young wasn't around then.
He pitched before Cy Young was pitching.
He was pitching while Cy Young was pitching. So obviously Cy Young's not going to be like, I'm gonna make an award that's named after me, and I'm gonna give it to you. So no.
Oh God, what a douchebag! Just do it already. Come on.
Could you imagine Cy Young being like, "Here's this picture of me standing on a mound. I'm gonna give it to you, and we're gonna call it the Cy Young Award." And Walter Johnson,
aren't I great?
It's like why not call it the Walter Johnson Award? And he's like, no. It's like, my name's cooler.
Because your last name means next.
Yeah, it's like, no one's going to be excited for winning the Walter Johnson Award.
What would you rather have, a Young or a Dick? Don't combine them.
Easy, Wander Franco. Calm yourself down.
Woo! Jeez, I'm about to flee to the Dominican Republic and see a bunch of my name being trashed upon the internet saying that I died and all this stuff.
So we're actually going to circle back to that because I got some very, very interesting. I got a very interesting idea, but like I said, we're going to circle back to it. I don't know. Oh no! Trust me, you're going to like this. Like we're going to set this one off.
Are we getting his victim on the pod?
Dude, last thing I want is a 14-year-old on this pod. I'm sorry. It's not happening.
Fair.
No.
All right.
But I have a better idea.
Albert Johnson, our name.
But I don't know if you saw the news today, but Royce Lewis has managed to end up back on the injured list. And
none of the
from the comments that are being made, it is not looking good.
Jeez, let's talk about someone who legit sets the team on fire when healthy. And all you see is production. He's in that lineup. You see wins, you see camaraderie, you see a unified team. They've been playing great neighbor when he's in that lineup and healthy. Damn, what a blow.
Yep, they are going to they're going to reevaluate him after the All-Star break, but
what happened? What was the injury?
A right adductor strain.
Tell us in like I'm 5.
So, alright. So, the location of the injury caused some concern for the Twins, as it's close to the quadriceps that he hurt on opening day costing him 2 months on the IL.
Good.
He sustained a grade 2 strain, and that he's expecting the 25-year-old to be down for a couple weeks. But from what we can expect, this could be something that ends up taking him out for another couple months. Which sucks because you pretty much put it best. When he's in the lineup, the Twins are a great team. When he's not in the lineup, they just kind of float around 500. And
yeah, they're kind of mid. They're kind of mid. I mean, their pitching is surprisingly well above par. Their hitting is middle of the road, and they are staying well above the service level currently. But he's been back for what, a month? It's about a month.
Feels like he's only been back for like 2 or 3 weeks. I'll be honest with you. It feels like
no,
100%.
Let's check out Rolls Royce right now.
I was gonna say you could probably go on Baseball Reference and just see how many games he's played and throw it together.
24, so he's been back almost a month.
So 23 games, yeah, almost a month.
89 at bats, 10 home runs, hitting 292 with 18 RBIs. 5 doubles. This dude has been he's been 100% like the definition of a producer when he's in that lineup. And fuck, man, this sucks. Like, you hate to see good players, even on teams that we don't root for. It's just, he's talent, and he's good for the league. He's good for the sport and as a whole. But you hate to see these good players continuously getting hurt so often. I mean, it's Boston all over again. Boston's a magnet for injuries. The dude's never going to run the same again. I just don't get it. What is it with these really good young players from the teams that need them the most, and they just can't stay healthy?
Well, so that's kind of the point I made when we first started talking about him. What was it? Like a month ago, we were talked about him, and I said, hopefully this is not another Byron Buxton situation.
Yeah.
When Byron's good and he's playing, there's no one better. But you can't rely on Byron Buxton to remain healthy, and that is a huge problem. And you know, we saw it a little bit when Royce Lewis first came up. It's like, okay, he got hurt, but it's not serious. But in a couple months, he got hurt again, and it's like, okay, is this a one-time thing? Or is this going to spell out his entire career where when he's on, it's perfect, but when he's hurt, it's nothing. And I don't know. It's a shame because it feels like the Twins are always right in the chase for that wild card spot. But when you constantly have guys going on the IL, what really can you do? And it's a pretty devastating blow for Minnesota, honestly.
Absolutely.
And
it stinks.
You know, I don't see what they're going to do for the next couple of weeks, but I'll be honest with you, Carlos Correa is going to have to pick it up hardcore because this is someone they gave a lot of money to for the production he had in Houston. And if there was ever a time to really earn that paycheck, the time is now.
My time is up. My time is now.
But in other news, you brought this up during the opening, and definitely something to talk about. Tim Anderson gets punched in the face last year and completely changes the trajectory of his whole career. And recently DFA'd by the Marlins of all teams. We're not talking like a playoff contender that's just like, dude, you're just wasting a spot. We're talking
bottom 14.
we're talking like a bad team is literally looked at Tim Anderson was like, brother, we're better without you on the team.
You're making us worse. You got punched
It's
in the face last year. We're going to kick you in the dick now. Peace.
It's honestly crazy to think about because when you think like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, when they first had the Field of Dreams series and Anderson hit that walk-off home run on the Yankees,
It was amazing. It was an amazing moment.
It almost gave the feeling of like Tim Anderson is one of these guys that you can put as one of baseball's big stars. Like, sure,
Absolutely.
he's not playing in like a great city, but at the time the White Sox weren't a bad team. They still had Jose Abreu. They still had players coming up that could actually.
Oh, you mean another guy
actually help the team? Yeah, but like Tim Anderson was one of those guys that everyone talked about. Was like he's the next big thing, and it just. And then I think he led the league in hits the next year, and it was like, oh my god, dude, Tim Anderson's the man. And then all of a sudden, last year happened, and he wasn't that good out of the gate. People wondered what was going on, and then they play the Guardians. Jose Abreu clocks him with a hook, knocks him out, and here we are a year later talking about this.
Are you forgetting in 2019 he led MLB with a 335 batting average in 500 plate appearances? And then
trust me, I don't forget
2020, it is what it is. Still batted 322.
Yeah.
Led the majors in runs. Come on. 7th in MVP voting. And you're looking at a guy who went 335 in 19, 322 in 20, 309, 301, 245. DFA'd at 214 with no home runs, 9 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, all stealing 4 times, 234 at bats, 7 walks, plus 68 strikeouts. He's just 68 strikeouts in 234 at bats.
That's pretty much a quarter year.
Not horrible, though, compared to some of the league's leaders in most offensive categories. Not the worst. He puts the ball in play. Except he's just the definition of an atom ball. Hits it right at him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, we've seen players drop off. Like, this isn't the first time we've ever seen something like this. But I think it's more surprising when you go back to the past 3 or 4 years before the slow fall. It was like the guy was hitting over 300 every year.
And then 4 years straight.
Like, it's
respectable.
I don't know, man. It's weird. And honestly, I don't see Tim Anderson getting picked up by any team right now.
Apparently he got spoken with, but also potentially acquired by the Indians.
Oh, no.
I am not 100% sure this is true. I'm not the Indians. I'm so sorry. The Guardians. I'm old. I can't help it. I'm sorry. The Guardians. Cleveland rocks.
Ohio.
Cleveland rocks. Ohio. I think his mental state and ability to produce is diminished. Like, do I want to say it's the gifts? No,
that's not the gifts at all.
He's too cocky to have the gifts.
Yeah, Tim Anderson is not the type of guy.
He once quoted himself as being Jackie Robinson once.
Yeah.
Why do that? Why do that? I mean, you had three, well, I should say 2.5, really good seasons for a shortstop with not a lot of pop, not a lot of speed. You haven't won a Gold Glove at all in your career. You're kind of just teetering around the line of mid-level shortstop. I mean, shit. Yubo, batting average career of 278.
Yeah.
How does you just fall apart so easily? I mean, I've heard of a glass jaw, but a glass career? Come on.
Telling you, man,
What is it?
Just,
what happens?
I don't know if it was something with the White Sox. I mean, we've seen people's careers on the White Sox start out, and they usually start out pretty well, and then all of a sudden something happens, and we're
Usually
watching it in real time with Luis Robert right now.
Yeah, I mean, usually it's the injury bug. Luis Robert, Scott Podsednik. I just thought of the two most important players I can remember.
Wait a minute. Are you forgetting our favorite Chicago White Sox? Are you shitting me? Our boy?
Oh, my God. How's he doing?
Are you ready for your weekly Martin Maldonado update?
We skipped last week because we had much more pressing things to speak about.
Well, the good news is in the past 2 weeks he really hasn't played at all. So Martin Maldonado currently sits.
Shoot him like a horse?
Not yet, but I did hear they were loading the gun.
Oh, see, that's a soccer reference. I'm sorry, football reference. If a lot of people have not known that when a player goes down on the soccer field and they're faking the injury during a match, and they're sitting there grabbing their knee or bitching or complaining and fake crying, you will most likely hear the crowd go, "Shoot him like a horse! Shoot him like a horse!" That means putting them out of their misery because they're being a one little bitch.
Anyway, Martin Maldonado currently sits at 10 for 120, which gives him a .083 batting average. He's got 1 home run, 5 runs, 5 RBIs for an on-base percentage of .134 and a WAR of negative 2.2. He's actually he's having a negative WAR as a starting catcher. For all those who don't know, that is not a good thing. Like, even if
still
you're
considered their starting catcher,
maybe. I mean, I would hope. The guy's got a fucking negative WAR.
So he is legit taking over Benintendi. Because Benintendi is at a negative 1.8.
Hey. All right. Well, at least Benintendi's kind of turning it around. We like to see that.
Martin Maldonado is officially at a negative 2.2.
So let's see. Their catchers. They have, oh boy. They have Martin Maldonado and Corey Lee.
Who?
Corey Lee. Corey Lee currently sits at a 233 average. He's got 206 at bat. Okay, so Corey Lee's starting. All right, yes. Thank God. Because Corey Lee's got 8 home runs, 23 RBIs, 48 hits at 206 at bats. All right. So, as bad as Martin Maldonado is, at least he's not starting and just drowning this team even more. But when he is starting, he's actually dog shit. Ugh. That's way too many at bats.
Ugh. How do you have an on-base percentage of 0.13?
By getting hit by pitches and then immediately picked off.
Negative OPS plus at minus 25. Why are you still in the majors? Because they gave you money you didn't deserve. I'm pretty sure one of those white plastic chairs of the summer in a patio, one where you kick and the leg breaks, would be a much better backstop than Martin Maldonado. I don't care about his defense because obviously his defense is awful, absolutely atrocious. If you're at negative 2.2 WAR, if your defense is not making up for anything.
We could legit put a traffic cone behind the plate, and the traffic cone would probably have at least like a 0.1 WAR somehow.
I mean,
saving a run.
You, much like me, have spent a lot of time on the internet over the years. You've seen this ball being played by professionals.
Yeah.
You know that blue square that goes in place of the catcher?
Yeah, I've seen it.
3 WAR. Martin Maldonado, negative 2.0.
God damn, he's so bad.
Dude, I've never. He's 6 foot 230.
Of just pure dog shit.
Like, you're 6 foot 230. I'm 5'9.5", 5'10". Maybe around 230. I don't know, it's been a while. I drink a lot because I gotta live up to the podcast. I'm pretty sure. Yes, I feel it. Don't call me Jesus.
Never.
Please. My thing is, how are you 6 foot 230, but you can't swing a bat in the fly? What's the weight of the bat you're using? The 95 ounces? Like, start using a lot less. Because you suck, dude. Actually, 95 ounces. That's not a lot. It's like 4 pounds. Jeez, dude. Martin sucks. Maybe he can't swing a 95 ounce bat. Maybe he should start using a wiffle ball bat, but stuff newspaper, but it's soaked in just court.
He's better off just retiring at this point, if we're being honest with you.
We won't miss him.
No, not at all.
But we will miss the weekly banter.
Oh, for sure.
But, hey, in fairness, Martin, if you're watching, if you're listening, you're probably not.
No.
Just so you know, if you leave and retire, we got a backup on your team. Benintendi. Your dog shit. What happened, man? What happened? Like, you know what? Let's not even get into this.
Listen, we've had this talk. We can't figure it out. They both just suck now. And that's just how it goes.
Well, checkmate White Sox. You guys have decided how to fill out a team that you just absolutely decided to put no effort in. And also, little known fact, you know Benintendi's the largest contract the White Sox have ever given out?
Yep. I actually do that.
Disgusting. You know what? Let's talk about 2 other very large contracts right now.
Okay.
So, we have 2, at this point in time, household names. When I say household names, I mean nationwide household names. If you don't follow the sport, you've still heard both these names. Because, let's face it, it's 2 of the guys ESPN actually talks about out of the 11 in baseball. Let's talk about a guy who won the MVP in 2021, and let's talk about a guy who might win the MVP this year for the AL. So we have Bryce Harper versus Aaron Judge. Listen, vastly different play styles. One is more of a team leader, lead by example. The other one is, let me get hot, let me stay hot, let me cook. It's very different in personas as well. I'm going to ask this because I'm not entirely sure. Do you have any idea what type of clubhouse man Aaron Judge is? Because I don't recall hearing stories, anything like that.
So, from what I've heard, is that Aaron Judge has stepped up big time as a leader for the Yankees, and it was on display. I want to say 4 or 5 days ago, Marcus Stroman's last start, he got pissed off at Gleyber Torres for not getting the ball out fast enough. And Aaron Judge was sitting next to Marcus Stroman, and Stroman was still mad. And Judge just looked at him. He's like, "We don't do that bullshit here." Like, said it right to him. And Marcus Stroman is known to have a pretty hot temper. And
he's still hothead, yeah.
When Stroman doesn't get his way, you can usually tell because it affects everyone on the team. Aaron Judge nipped that right in the butt and said, "No, you're not doing that shit here. This is a team effort. If you don't like it, deal with it." And then Gleyber Torres, I think, hit a home run later in the game. Stroman greeted him at the steps, shook his hand, gave him the old slap on the ass. But no, watching Aaron Judge cut that shit right before it started, props to him. And from what I heard, like I said, he stepped up big time as a leader for the Yankees, and that's what they were looking for him to do, and they got that and more.
It's about time. He's the type of person where I feel like he should have been doing that for a couple of years now, at least. I mean, he's been playing since 16.
Yeah. Good God, man, I can't believe he's been up that goddamn long already.
Honestly, yes, I agree. Time flies when you're watching a rebuilding franchise.
Like, Jesus Christ, he's 32 years old.
So he's been around a bit, man. He's been around a bit.
It's so weird, man. I still remember his 52 home run season. Like,
dude, it was amazing. It was a great season. So wait, hang on. You remember his 52 home run season? His first official,
first
year in the league.
Season.
Yeah. Like his Rookie of the Year campaign.
Yeah.
So you're not going to mention his 62 home run season? I mean, I get it, but sorry. Let me digress. Go back to what I was even focusing on.
Okay, go ahead.
So, Harper's MVP season from, let's say, 2021. He hit 309. Extremely respectable in this day and age. 35 homers, 84 RBIs in 141 games. Honestly, beyond respectable. If you don't respect it, you're just a hater and don't give a shit about the sport. Let me throw out a couple more numbers at 85 games. 32 home runs. 83 RBIs. Hitting 321. It's July 3rd. That was Harper's minus 15 game full season of winning the MVP. This is Judge's current numbers before he inevitably gets hurt. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. I'm just saying before the end, even the midpoint of the season, this is his current numbers. I can't stress this enough that I think a lot of people look at MVP, meaning your final stats. I'm not a baseball writer. I'm not part of the process of voting whatsoever, nor are you. We're not even known by any of them yet. All I'm saying is the definition of an MVP is slightly skewed. The last time we saw an MVP win the MVP award for a bad baseball team is Andre Dawson, the Cubs, the Hawk. MVP stands for most valuable player. It's not about what your stats are at the end of the season. It's, in my opinion, it should be are you the most valuable player to a franchise? And do you outshine other valuable players to franchises? The Yankees have almost a clone of Judge and Soto. Judge might win the Triple Crown this year for the AL. It's almost a for sure lock as MVP if you win the Triple Crown. If you don't, that means someone was just, oh my God, everyone stop. So everyone stop. Oh my, really? Oh my God.
Stop.
Yeah, that means someone was that big. Oh, I'm sorry, everyone. That's too much to handle. That means they were that big for their team. I don't know why he shouldn't be MVP. But I don't understand why you're comparing. I've seen countless memes over the past week, the past several days, of why they're comparing Harper's MVP numbers to what Judge's current pace is. It's not about where you are at the end. In my opinion. It's about how you got everyone else around you there. That's what makes you valuable player. Harper he will forever be a valuable person to any franchise. Judge will be a valuable person to any franchise. Well documented with his numbers throughout his entire career. We all know this. Do you think it's fair to judge his current pace to Harper's MVP season?
Yes and no. Yes, because so Harper's MVP season. All right, let's go back. Now, if we're going to 2021, 35 home runs, 84 RBIs, hit 309, slugged 615. I mean, honestly, pretty average stats. Aaron Judge, 32 home runs, 83 RBIs, hitting 321, slugging .718. We're not even at the All-Star break yet, and those are his numbers as it stands. I think it is completely fair. Because when we look at this, we're seeing something that is so absurd. Like, mind you, we're still 2 weeks away from the All-Star game. He could very easily tie or be ahead of Harper's MVP year. And then we still have another half a season left for him just to keep piling it on.
With the torrid pace he's on currently, I think he beats that.
With the pace he's on right now, there is a legit chance he could get past that 70 mark. That, you know, he came close in what was his 62 year? 21?
21, yeah. Where he had 62, yeah.
No, I'm sorry, it was 22. He hit 62 in 633 plate appearances. Right now, he's got 32 in 374. So, he's a little past halfway. But who's not to say that he can't put up another, 35 to 40 home runs and get the single season home run record? It is very much in his grasp. If he keeps it up, it's in his grasp. Now, mind you, Aaron Judge has also battled health problems before. So as much as we will love to see this happen, we need him to maintain being healthy first. Because obviously, I think Stanton's hurt right now, which, doesn't really shock anybody. Soto, dude, the more we talk about Juan Soto possibly leaving, the more I can see it happening.
Sure.
But I mean, I think right now we just have to appreciate Aaron Judge for what he's doing currently. And I think it's fair to like compare him to past MVPs because it's like you thought this season was good. Well, look at what Judge is doing now. Like, I mean, listen, dude, there's always going to be a comparison with these kind of things. And the best thing that we can do is just look and go, wow, we are witnessing something so great that we just can't help but to just hands to the face, just, wow, this is incredible. Like,
absolutely. Kevin McAllister. Yes. Agreed.
Like, I'm just...
I agree.
Like, nowadays, I kind of find myself at a point watching baseball where I'm just like, just let there be something interesting happen. Like, let there be a home run chase. Let there be someone going for a triple crown. Let there be someone doing something we haven't seen in a while. Aaron Judge has given us all those things. Like, I find myself tuning into Yankee games because I'm like, I want to see Judge hit one for the shit. Dude, you have to.
I understand. I agree. 100%. I mean, listen, I think he's one of the more respectable Yankees.
I think
he's been a focal piece over the past 20 years. I mean, we haven't seen a lot of Yankees who are top quality people. We've seen top quality players, but top quality people and players is just almost an anomaly for that franchise.
Far and few between.
Sure. But it's when the spotlight's on. Okay. Be you or let the media perceive who you are. Oh, we don't know how most of these players from the Yankees have been behind closed doors or off media our entire lives. We don't actually know. But the big thing is, right now, I think we might be witnessing a historic season. But do you think that tarnishes Harper's MVP season? I can't stress enough about how much MVP should not be based upon what you've done numbers-wise compared to others. It should be whether or not you're the person who makes your team that much better. And it's like, I know numbers have to go into it. Your stats have to beat it. Harper's MVP season, stats were there. They were just lower because he was fighting injury, and he was also dealing with a type of season where you were borderline a extremely mid-team. We finished 500 that year.
So, correct? The one thing...
yeah, we finished 500 that year. We got it.
Probably sitting somewhere around there. The one thing that I really don't want to get lost in this is the fact that in 2021 for the MVP voting, Harper obviously got first because he ended up winning it. Juan Soto got second. Juan Soto's stats, you could argue, were a little bit better than Harper's, but overall, Harper had better slugging, better on-base plus slugging. Harper led the league in on-base plus slugging.
Which is incredible.
He got 17 first-place votes. 17.
That's majority.
That's majority vote. Juan Soto, 6. Fernando Tatis, who beat Harper in homers with 42, got 2. Brandon Crawford got 4. Trey Turner got 1. So it's not like Harper won this by like a nut. Like, he won this thing by a wide margin.
Sure, I fully agree, which is crazy to think that Crawford was above Turner that year when almost everything that Turner did was so much better.
Yeah.
And he did it in 10 more games. I mean, like, 10 more games. Turner had 195 hits, led the league. He had 32 stolen bases. 32 stolen bases in 2021. outstanding. Because, let's face it, last year was the first time we saw players stealing bases again. Thanks, big bags. But he also led the majors led the NL in batting. He had 328 average. But yet, Brandon Crawford was ahead of him because of what? Yeah, nothing about that says that he should be ahead of him.
Yeah.
Every single number is better. But that's also because he was traded from the Nationals to the Dodgers. But to your point, it should have been a very close race between Soto and Harper. You think it's hard to argue right now. The AL, I think Judge is taking it way faster than anybody else.
I think if Judge maintains his health and keeps it up, Judge is unanimous. If Judge is not unanimous this year on the pace that he's on, then they need to take the voting rights away from everybody who has them or anybody who doesn't vote Judge. I'm sorry. There's no one who's piling it on as much as he is right now.
I thought Hasty is too. It's insane.
Yeah.
Dude's seeing the ball better than anybody.
He's hitting he's hitting like 320.
He's hitting 321.
That's insane. With over what, 200 at bats right now? No, I'm sorry,
305.
Yeah, 305 at bats, and he's hitting over 300. Come on, man.
67 runs.
What the hell are we doing
doubles.
here?
He's leading the AL in doubles. 32 homers, 83 RBIs. You know what? Those stats alone, right now, I mean, good luck, everybody.
That's exactly what it is. It's you may be good, but guess what? You're not on Aaron Judge's level of good.
No.
And you'd be hard-pressed to find someone that's going to all of a sudden turn up in the second half and try and even make it a close race. There's just no shot. It's not happening.
I mean, who won MVP is... Jose Altuve won his rookie year. Josh almost had the clean sweep that year. Of course, it was Altuve.
Yeah, of course, Altuve got him.
Munchkin.
Fucking cheater.
Oh, that's right. What was 17? What happened that year?
I don't know. I don't have any trash cans around me.
No. Okay, that's fair. But, you know what's really gross? It's the fact that Jose Altuve is starting the All-Star game for the AL.
I did see that.
Speaking of starters, are you surprised or shocked by any of the selections? I mean, I'm not necessarily shocked. I mean, I'm very, very, very happy that Stephen Kwan was elected a starter for the AL and the outfield. Amazing. That kid hits.
Listen, Stephen Kwan is also one of those guys that's having a year, and I feel like the only reason that's really not being noticed more is just because it's Stephen Kwan. It's not like he's a household name. Stephen Kwan was hitting over 400 at one point.
He was until mid-May.
Yeah, he was... I think the only person that genuinely surprises me as a starter is probably Fernando Tatis. No, Tatis.
Oh, yeah, that one doesn't make much sense.
Because
that one doesn't make much sense.
He's hitting 279, which isn't bad, don't get me wrong. But he's got 14 home runs, 36 RBIs, 50 runs scored. His slugging is 468, and his OPS is 821. So... he's not having a bad year, but when I saw the numbers, I was like, really? Is there not another right fielder in the NL that's doing a little bit better? But mind you, it comes down to fan voting. So, I mean, obviously the Padres showed out for their boys. So, I mean, you can't argue with them on that. Like,
all right. So, a legit question. I don't care about who's starting. I don't want to talk about who's starting and who's not. What I want to talk about is, at any point in time, do you think the fans should be the ones deciding everything via votes for the All-Star game? I mean, at one point in time, we were very close to having Castellanos and Rojas make the starting team. Completely unnecessary. Completely unnecessary. Almost disrespectful to the sport. It's disrespectful to the All-Star game. I think fan voting is getting out of hand. It should not be you can vote every single day up to 5 times.
yeah.
It's horseshit, dude.
Listen, fan voting, I agree, does have to be fixed somehow.
But how?
But
I no clue.
I really don't know what you could do for them. At the same time, though, this just shows you how far and above better Phillies fans are than any other fan base in baseball. Like, we had Johan Rojas in the running to be a starting center fielder for the All-Star team, and people are sitting here like
a guy who got sent to the minors.
Someone who literally got demoted when we had no other choice, mind you. And other fan bases are like, this is why we should take away fan voting. It's like, why? It's like, why? Because Philly fans want to see their boys in the All-Star game? It's like, sorry that your fan base doesn't give enough of a shit to vote for your players. If every fan base actually gave a fuck about voting, you know how close these races would be? We would have guys that are like backups in the top 5 just because a fan base was like, we should send him, and everyone else was like, okay, let's do it. Like,
agreed.
Like, this leads me right to this because it pisses me off. We talked last week about Jarren Duran having the season of his life right now.
Fair.
Not starting. And everybody is pissed off. But here's the thing. Do you have the right to be pissed off as Boston fans? How much voting did you do to get him into the All-Star game?
A wicked amount. Calm down. I had a wicked amount. You need to stop. Stop.
I'm sorry.
Stop.
If you gave enough of a fuck about getting him into that All-Star game as you say you did, he would be starting.
I had to go down to the packy to pay my bill for the internet. You need to relax. Stop.
I'm just saying, we need to stop with all this blame that goes towards certain fan bases for voting their boys in when everyone's got the opportunity to do it. It's not like...
It's an equal playing field. It's an equal playing field at the beginning of voting. I agree.
Like, my God, man. It's so annoying.
I mean, in fairness, who would you have him start over? I mean, Jordan's having a hell of a season.
Jordan's having a year.
Judge. And Kwan.
I mean,
come on.
There's no way he's starting. No, hold on. There's no way he's starting. If you made me replace one of the starters with Duran, obviously I'm taking Kwan out. But because Kwan's having a good year, you can't do that to him.
Fair. Agreed. The biggest issue is to the T your point. If it truly mattered to you as a fan, show up. Your fan base should have also shown up as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Listen, to the T, you are correct. It's not against the player. It's against the fact that we almost had all 3 Phillies outfielders. Brandon Marsh, Castellanos, and Rollins as the potential starting outfielders due to voting, I would have been livid. I would have been absolutely livid because it makes the All-Star game a fucking mockery and a joke. Disgusting. I will never understand how it is the way it is, but also I don't know how to fix it. Obviously, no one else does either. Because, I mean, shit, if they can change the fucking rules to the home run derby that whole time since we were kids, why the fuck can't they change fan voting for the All-Star game? Why does it not mean anything anymore either? It doesn't define home field advantage, does it? That's gone.
I don't even think that's part of the all. I think the only thing that's great about the All-Star game anymore is that the MVP of it gets a fucking Chevy Silverado. I think that's all they do anymore.
God damn, I don't need another.
I think the one thing that pisses me off about the All-Star game that we haven't brought up yet, why do we keep doing these special fucking jerseys for this game? Why can't we just go back to every player just representing their home team with their jersey?
That was so much fun.
That was so much better than any of this nonsense, man. Like, holy shit. These jerseys for this year are the ugliest pieces of shit I've ever seen.
Like, listen. I'm going to flat out say this, and I care how this sounds, so I want it to come off respectable. But did they try to respect Negro Leagues with these jerseys?
I don't know what the hell they tried to do.
It looks like someone stitched on by hand. And they were like, here you go. Like, it looks extremely disgustingly retro. Like, very unrefined, unclean. No offense to the Negro Leagues. I'm just saying it looks very unkempt for an all-star game.
I'll be honest with you. If I had to guess, I would say the same assholes that are designing these City Connects are also doing the All-Star Game jerseys.
No, because there wasn't 17 different multicolors across the color spectrum and just looking like absolute fucking... They just had sex with a road worker who's standing there holding the stop sign and it turns it.
Like, these are...
It's not neon and stupid. Ugh.
Like, these are the ugliest all-star jerseys I think I've ever seen in my entire life.
Listen,
like,
I'm at this point right now, with the way that you're talking about it, I feel like I may not have seen the same ones you have, but correct me if I'm wrong, they look awfully wool and like
brother,
old and shitty.
I'm not going to bullshit you. The American League ones are
it's a gray jersey with red writing, correct?
I wouldn't say it's gray. It's kind of like a cream with like a red-orange color.
Okay. Yep.
And then the National Leagues are black jerseys with blue sleeves and blue writing. These are the ugliest.
What? Number one. No. Where is the All-Star game?
Arlington, Texas.
Why the fuck is anyone wearing black? Come on.
Why are we just not letting these guys wear their home jerseys and let that be that? Why are we not doing that? Like, seriously, stop with these specialized jerseys. Every jersey they've made for these All-Star games has been utter fucking trash. The ones in Seattle, I thought were even fucking worse, honestly. They look like complete dog shit. Like,
you know what? I kind of like the Colorado ones.
I really hope by the time the All-Star Game's in Philly in 2026, we get this shit figured out, because I do not want to even imagine the trash they're going to put out for that game. It's so bad.
2026, Philly is going to be an absolute shit show during the summer.
It's going to be a mess. But
we got the World Cup, but also the All-Star Game. Why and how lucky are we? It's going to be sick.
It's going to be a shit show. I'm kind of hoping by that point we build a little bit more of a following. Throw a party at a bar somewhere down the city for the Drunks on the Pond boys and girls. And
I know some peoples who know some peoples who know me, so therefore, it'll happen.
We'll get more details about
it. Have probably an ongoing bar chat and very an upset pocket from both of us. But other than that, it's cool.
But at that point, I think it's time we jump into final thoughts. What you got?
So honestly, I mean, we just hit on it a lot. That, like, I really wish that America in general knew how to vote. Honestly, I mean, we can't even vote for an all-star game properly. We can't vote for elections properly. Elections of actual respected officials who are supposed to think for us and do for us. What I really mean to say is I really wish that the person that we could vote for was not a person. I really wish it was just Paul Kane's mustache. Hey. You know who sits on thrones? Kings. And queens. It's 124. Guess what queen sits on a throne? Livy Dunn. And she's sitting on Paul Kane's mustache, which is a throne. That's all I have to say. America, you're beautiful.
All right. For my final thought, obviously we're going to kick it off with on this day in MLB history.
Ooh.
We're going back to 1966.
Ooh.
Where pitcher Tony Cloninger hits 2 grand slams and drives in 9 runs as the Braves rout the Giants at Candlestick Park 17-3. Cloninger is the first National League player to hit 2 grand slams in a game, and his 9 RBIs set a major league record for pitchers. So, Tony Cloninger, we salute you on this day. Congratulations. My second, so we kind of alluded to it earlier, and I feel like this is a great time to bring it up as we close. I have an autographed ball from Wander Franco. This was before the allegations and everything happened, honestly. And I've been heavily debating, talking with the person that got me the gift, and I said, what should we do with this thing? And it hit me, why not let the fans decide what to do with this ball?
Ooh.
So we are going to do a poll. It's going to be on Instagram. It's going to anywhere we can make this poll. I'm going to send it and make it live. There's going to be 2 options. The 2 options are, number 1, we go to a nice mountain area. We try to get a minor league player of some sort to launch this thing off a mountain to never be seen again, unless you really go looking for it. Then it's your call. Or 2, we put this thing in the fire pit and we burn it. Those are going to be the 2 options.
When we put the fire pit, we also throw a bottle of Everclear into the fire pit. This way it looks awesome.
I mean, we could do that. We might have to get the fire
I'm going to leave with all 10
on
fingers
standby.
No, we're fine.
But those 2 will be the options. We launch it off a mountain or we burn it. Like I said, the poll will go live sometime during the beginning of next week. So
let's
call it whatever day Monday is. Monday is the 8th. Yep. So Monday the 8th, the poll will go live. Remember to vote. You can vote however many times you want. We're going to do it like the All-Star game. And on that note, that's Rich. I'm Jay. This has been Drunks on the Pond, episode number 16. we just want to wish everyone a very happy, well, we can't do 4th of July now because by the time you hear it, it's over.
Just also, please be safe. We're just saying.
Yeah, be safe. Don't be stupid. All right. Let's all come back here. Let's all come back here next Saturday, share some fun stories. Make sure we all have every toe and every finger we went into
every
the day
appendage, please.
Yeah. And guys, don't put your dick near the fireworks, all right? It's a very costly
injury. No bottle rockets tied. Come on.
Let's all behave ourselves.
We're better than this.
We're getting the hell out of here. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on all the socials, including TikTok now, where we will be uploading all of our shorts. And on that note, Z, do me a favor, baby. Hit that music. It's time to get the hell out of here. Peace.
Love you.